Guys, great to be here. Thank you. So, some of you know my story, but I'm going to tell it. About 5 years ago, I started on a journey. And where that journey led is to an unfortunate realization, or maybe it is actually fortunate, but I discovered that the world I thought I lived in did not exist. It was a fake world, but it was a world that I believed in. It's embarrassing to say this in front of this crowd, but at that time, I trusted in the institutions of society. I read the New York Times religiously. I venerated the medical journals and listened to whatever they said. I trusted the public health agencies. Man, I literally thought Fauci was a sympathetic guy in a tough spot with a lot of critics. That's how brainwashed I was. And then what happened is COVID came along. And me and my colleagues, pulmonary and critical care doctors, we said game on, and we took it head on. We studied everything we could, and we started to develop treatment protocols and putting them out to educate the public. And then what happened was this guy came into my life, Senator Ron Johnson. And, I think he made a big change in the world through COVID because he got really important life-saving truths out there. He gave us a platform to speak truth, to speak expertise, science, and deep study. And we got that information out, and that information not only went around the country, but also the world. And I think by the result of his actions, we were able to save many, many lives. My first testimony in May of 2020, I argued for the critical need for corticosteroids in the hospitals. And I did that at a time when every national and international healthcare agency recommended against it. I was proven right 6 months later, but then when he invited me back to talk about this little drug called ivermectin, of which I'd become an expert on, that's when really the journey started to accelerate, because I suddenly was faced with a response, a coordinated attack across media and medical journals and agency leaders across the world spewing lies. They sounded similar, they were structured similarly, and they were just raining upon our heads, and they were drowning out our voices. And then I saw the onset of immense censorship and propaganda, not just social media, the journals, the medical journals at the heart of all of this. Medicine has been captured. And then after seeing that and fighting that ivermectin war, I saw that amplify by many magnitudes around the vaccines. And I watched a humanitarian catastrophe unfold. There are millions dead across the world from these vaccines. My own private practice, I've seen almost 1,500 patients, many of them in the peak of their lives, who are now disabled and suffering with the immense symptom burden to this day, years later. And I believe that I'm meeting the greatest unmet need in the country right now, which is the care of the vaccine injured. And, ultimately through this journey and why I'm here is I've come to believe that our government has been fully captured by corporations and these industrial complexes. They have every single one of our agencies, the CDC, the FDA, the NIH, the EPA, you name it, big food. They're polluting our air, our water, our medicines, our security. They're letting, all the immigrants come in, and they're surveilling us and censoring us. All of our rights are being slowly stripped, and most of the country's not aware of this. And as an educator, I'm trying to bring that message out. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here for the same reason you guys are all here, to rescue the Republic.